welcome him in. He comes and goes on a rainbow. He's the great Michael Snyder, everyone. Michael, hello, hello, hello.
The red-headed stepchild, beaten and then finally shunted into the corner of the show, the very last minutes of the week. Thanks a million.
Yeah, Amanda Aka. Come on, you should feel lucky that you're here.
I
believe me.
I'm grateful that I'm here. You know, any day above ground,
exactly.
etc. I have to tell you, Mark. Earlier this week, Tuesday night, in San Francisco's Mission, I had the great pleasure of attending one of the two California Nuggets 50th anniversary concerts. They have been produced to honor the 50-year anniversary of the double album Nuggets set on Elektra, which was compiled by rock historian, musician, and Patti Smith group band leader Lenny Kaye back in the day. And it's basically artifacts of the psychedelic era, garage rock, proto-punk rock. And there were lots of wonderful and talented San Francisco musicians, a few people from Los Angeles, doing classics like 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians, sung by Little Roger Clark of Little Roger and the Goosebumps. He nearly broke down in the middle of 96 Tears. It was very, very moving. And Penelope Houston of the Avengers and a great solo artist did a number. Members of the San Jose-based Count Five, a few still surviving members did Psychotic Reaction. But I really wanted to tip my hat. Members of the Flamin' Groovies, Cyril Jordan, trading licks with Lenny Kaye on guitar during Gloria, the classic Shadows of Night song, where Lenny did a reading in the middle. It was like I went to a concert and a poetry slam broke out. It was really. But the last thing, the encore, Jello Biafra of the Dead Kennedys did Louie Louie, the Kingsman song, and he did the initial lyrics at first, and then he wrote and delivered hilarious and pointed lyrics about the crumbling of San Francisco's infrastructure, the corruption of the police and the DA's office, and a lovely attack on Mayor London Breed. And the place went wild. I had the best time. And I was just so happy.
I had a good time at the Black Cat.
Yeah.
I don't know about you and whether or not you know who Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins are.
That's Mayor Breed, and she's always got the Tony people to support her. So despite the lashing out,
I had a good time at the Black Cat.
She did. Yeah, but I'm glad you had a good time, and it sounds like it was really quite where was that again?
It was at the Chapel in the Mission, maybe the best live venue in the Bay Area, in my book. Great sound. There was psychedelic lights. Lenny Kaye did annotation of every song that was performed by the various artists, and so many talented associates and friends of mine from the Bay Area got up on stage. Buddy Love, the guys from the Psychotic Pineapple and the Rubinoos were in the backup band, along with Peter Case of the Plymouth Souls, did a version of Liar by the Knickerbockers, blew the roof off the place. It was a great night on any front. It was just great. I loved it.
Wow.
It was great. I loved it.
That's terrific, Michael. Yeah, wow. I love to hear you so enthusiastic, and you get out there. You get out there in the music scene. You get there in the local culture. I love that, Michael Snyder.
I'm amongst the people, Mark. And in fact, I ran into a Mark Thompson Show listener who approached me and said, "Are you the Culture Blaster?" Apparently recognizing me from my avatar. Lovely woman.
What?
That is unreal.
I'm no joke. Can't make this stuff up.
Look at that avatar, because a lot of people don't look like their avatar. Michael does. So you can take a look and you'll see him out there at these various venues taking in culture. He is the Culture Blaster. And so it's good that your avatar actually reflects the way you look. Bravo.
Well, unless I don't want to be attacked by irate listeners in public, but okay, bring it on. It's okay.
Yeah, so. What do you have for us today in the way of movie reviews?
All right. This is one I know that Kim's interested in. The Little Mermaid, debuting in movie theaters this weekend, is the latest live-action remake of a beloved Disney animated feature. In what
she wants to become, she's a fish, but she wants to become a person. Isn't that what basically?
Leave the synopsis to me, Mark. Anyway, It's the beloved Disney animated feature.
You do
It
not
seems to
know
be
what you are
It's
talking
true. I
about.
do not know what
a
I'm talking about. Go ahead.
never-ending series of them that has seemingly accelerated in number of late. I mean, we just had this middling, totally unnecessary live-action Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney Plus a few weeks ago. At the end of last year, we had this clumsy live-action with CGI remake of Pinocchio. Not the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, which was exhilarating and award-worthy. So redos of classics don't necessarily have to be pointless retread cash grabs, bringing us to the quote new end quote version of The Little Mermaid. I'm not saying that there's something fishy about it. I mean, Disney is yet again taking advantage of an intellectual property, which in the case of the studio's 1989 version of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale about a mermaid in a star-crossed
Do we
love
not
affair
have
with a
do we
human.
not have the mermaid art? Excuse me for a second, Kim. Do we not have the mermaid art? I thought we had it. No, can't get it up there too hard right now.
Yeah. Anyway,
Don't worry about it. Okay.
In the 89 version, they brought together appealing animated characters, the adorable mermaid Ariel, her crustacean companion and guardian Sebastian, her finny friend Flounder, and the flamboyant tentacled villainous Ursula, and gave them snappy dialogue to speak and these lovely catchy show tunes to sing by composers Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. The result retold the story in kind of a fresh way, and now they've attempted to reproduce the magic using live actors on screen, enhanced by the latest achievements in computer animation, frankly dazzling, and the familiar songs Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl, and especially the gorgeous strains of Part of Your World. They still have the capacity to make people smile, hearts flutter, eyes moisten. The actors here do their best. Newcomer Halle Bailey has a winning smile and a beautiful soaring voice as Ariel, who sees and falls for bland but noble Prince Eric, heir to a mythical island kingdom that seems like a fantasy Jamaica, where the British colonial oppressors and Caribbean natives somehow live in harmony. I don't get it. Anyway, it's fitting that Eric is played by bland newcomer Jonah Hauer-King. Anyway, she's a mermaid. He's a land dweller, but she's willing to be a fish out of water because the heart wants what it wants. And, I don't know, mermaid empowerment. Anyway, Javier Bardem is Ariel's disapproving father, King Triton, Lord of the Ocean, and he brings his actorly gravitas and a kind of an underwater horn dog vibe to the party when we see he's fathered 7 mer daughters of various races, presumably from across the 7 seas. It is a veritable United Mermaids of Benetton. I mean, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
The movie is nothing if not inclusive. So Melissa McCarthy is appropriately evil and over the top as billowing Ursula, who wants to steal her brother Triton's throne and is going to use Ariel to get power. Oakland's own Daveed Diggs of Hamilton and Snowpiercer is a delight as the voice of the beleaguered Sebastian, who, to be frank, is kind of a creepy-looking CGI crab, and Awkwafina, voicing Scuttle, the clueless, good-hearted seagull, steals every scene the bird is in. In fact, the high point of the movie is her rendition of a very funny rap song, newly written for the movie by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it's a big but, all the dazzling advances in CGI, and you'll believe a girl with a realistic-looking fishtail can swim like crazy, and all the acting and comedic skills of the cast, the computer-generated settings, the directing flair of movie musical maven Rob Marshall can't elevate the pedestrian script by David McGee that adds little new to what was already wonderfully and movingly done in cartoon form. I guess the message of harmony and unity is a good one, especially in today's climate. Humans and sea creatures need to learn to live together like all of the many-hued residents of the island. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, Kim, I think you and the fam will enjoy it when it comes to video, or if you decide to go to the theater. It's only in theaters right now, but I bet you it's destined for Disney Plus. But, there's not much new added to it other than, again, putting real humans in the middle of these CGI wonderlands.
And its length is of concern, Michael. How long is it?
Well, I'll be straight up with you. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
I mean, isn't that a little long for a Disney movie?
Well, you got a lot of fish in the sea, buddy.
Tom says Maven is a ding word, and he also tells me beleaguered is a ding word. Okay.
Did you like Robert De Niro's daddy, not so dearest in Meet the Parents?
I did like that.
If you did, About My Father is Beat the Parents, as De Niro's hard-nosed Sicilian-born widower from Chicago faces off against his son's waspy potential in-laws on a July 4th weekend getaway to the rich folks' upscale Virginia estate. About My Father, I guess, is meant to be stand-up comedian Sebastian Maniscalco, his big movie breakthrough. I mean, he co-wrote the script, and he stars as Sebastian Maniscalco. Wait, is this biographical? No, this Sebastian is a successful hotel manager and the son of grumpy old working class hairstylist Salvo. And the real Sebastian's greatest achievement here was to convince double Oscar winner De Niro to sink to sitcom depths once more, this time as Salvo, who likes Sebastian's fiancee Ellie, but is repulsed by the idea of his son marrying into her well-to-do, smug, and borderline bizarre family. Leslie Bibb is cute and bubbly as Ellie. David Raish and Kim Cattrall are exactly what you'd expect as Ellie's parents. And of course, Ellie has to have two freaky, entitled brothers who are meant to be comedy gold. Nope. Anyway, Sebastian is likable and handles his part as well as can be expected, considering the tired culture clash and class war jokes, generally lowbrow humor, and the homilies about the importance of family. And then there's De Niro, slumming for a paycheck, but as he might say, Bobby gotta eat. Bobby gotta eat. About My Father is about 90 minutes long, and make that too long, it's in theaters.
Wow, he does not like it, Kim. He really doesn't like About My Father. Man.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We want to close out the movie section. It's never a great thing when the summation of a movie review is not terrible, considering the plot elements that parallel Guy Ritchie's recent, inspired by actual events, action drama, The Covenant, Kandahar, the tale of a CIA agent and his Afghan interpreter trying to get to safety in a Middle Eastern war zone, is kind of a misfire. It's another meh addition to the filmography of second-tier action hero Gerard Butler, whose wry grin and concerned scowl are trotted out once again, when necessary, as Tom Harris, a spy who undermined Iran's nuclear program. So Harris, an MI6 agent on loan to the CIA, is accompanied by his good guy Muslim translator, and they're on the run from a variety of enemies trying to capture the agent and deliver him to the Iranian military types who want his head. The interpreter, seeking justice for his son, who was killed by an Afghan warlord, would be collateral damage if captured along with the not-so-undercover operative. As Butler's latest formula actioner, Kandahar, pales next to this year's previous one. This boy is cranking them out. Plane, I loved Plane, a preposterous good time, pitting Butler's resourceful pilot character against an island full of terrorists after a lightning storm forces an emergency landing. Kandahar, somewhat directed by Rick Roman Wall, is pedestrian. Firefights, desert chases, explosions, and all that aside, especially by comparison to Plane, and certainly when compared to Ritchie's The Covenant, both of which I recommend over this shrug-worthy effort. Kandahar is in theaters.
Wow, doesn't really like Kandahar.
I wish I had.
We can take a fourth as your big finish.
Well, you know what? Let's briefly talk about a streaming show that started a few weeks back that I absolutely am addicted to and caught up in. It's called Silo, and it's on Apple TV, and it's a sci-fi dystopian situation about a sector of humanity that are living below ground in a silo, the silo of the title, which is about, 150 stories in size, going down into the depths of the Earth's crust, I suppose. No one's allowed to go outdoors. They've been stuck in the silo for over 100 years, and they're told, all the people that live there are told that it's deadly outside the silo. And in fact, if you ask to go out of the silo, you're breaking the law, and they kick you out to fend for yourself. Rebecca Ferguson is in the cast. David Oyelowo is in the cast. Believe it or not, Rashida Jones, you know her from The Office, is in the cast. And this is a serious and well-made science fiction series on Apple Plus TV, and I do recommend it. Silo, caught up. It's
Wow.
episode 5.
I'm excited. I want to check that out. I mean, I don't like that feel-good stuff, the Ted Lasso Apple TV stuff.
Come on.
Give me a grim dystopian story out of science fiction. And I guess I have it in Silo. He likes it. He also likes, well, actually, he just likes Silo.
It's a mediocre weekend at the movies, mediocre Memorial Day weekend.
Kandahar, he feels as though Gerard Butler, I should say, he has, in this period during which he's cranked out some real winners, has not cranked out a winner with Kandahar. About My Father, the De Niro Maniscalco number. De Niro getting a paycheck. Somebody said, and it was, I thought, an appropriate comment, that De Niro is 75 years old and has a new baby and needs the money. There's Emma. I know he needs the money, but...
Hey, Bobby got to eat. Bobby got to eat.
He may want to just get out of the house with a new baby. He says, miss it. The Little Mermaid is the Disney magic come to the big screen. It's a remake, and Michael just feels as though it misses. Did you feel the original Little Mermaid was better, huh?
I loved the original Little Mermaid, and maybe this pales by comparison. The way, Plane is a much better Butler movie than, Kandahar. There are things to enjoy in this. Like Awkwafina is very, very funny, but it all seems a little flat. We've been here before. This is such a familiar story. If you can't bring something really new and exciting, other than a talented newcomer like Halle Bailey, why bother?
Yeah. And so it goes. Let's go over to Apple TV and look at Silo for a while. Michael, we love it. We wish you and thank you for the rock and roll, the music, the pastiche of the music scene that you started with. It was very cool. And congratulations on being recognized.
This is like ABBA. You're thanking me for the music.
Yeah, I am thanking you for the music, Michael. You can find Michael in the Marina Times. Check him out there. You can find him here on Fridays. If you have any other questions for the witness, I'll detain him. Otherwise, I am going to excuse him. Kim, are we done with Michael?
Thank you for the Little Mermaid review. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to watch it anyway.
By all means, Kim. I don't think it's a waste of time particularly. It just, like I said, the other one is the live action thing. It has been this Disney branding fallback that they've been doing over and over again. The paucity of creativity in Hollywood is never to be underestimated.
Paucity is definitely a ding word, and Tom says pastiche is a ding word. So there you go. You go out on a couple of dings. You come and go on a rainbow. Bye-bye, Michael. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.